What's up, guys? Welcome back to Little Red Garage. Today we have some chrome bumpers. We're going to be unboxing them, checking out the condition, and possibly installing the rear. So we got is from LMC Truck. We got the elusive sport rear bumper. It's been out of stock for a while. I saw it back in stock, I jumped on it, grabbed it. We also have a front bumper that I got off eBay. It's basically the same bumper. I'm pretty sure it's made by the same company. It was free shipping. I saved myself about 30 bucks. So we'll see if that was a good idea or not. We're gonna get these things open, check on the condition. The boxes were pretty banged up. You can see there's holes in them. This one was sticking right through. So hopefully they're all right. And well, let's get right to it. Here they are, fresh out of the wrapper. You can see this bumper's got some kind of waxy coating on it. I'm going to get that all cleaned off so we can take a better look at it. But first impressions, I don't see any major damage. There's a kind of a weird little flaw in this bumper that didn't happen from shipping. Front bumper was actually packaged really well with a lot of bubble wrap. The LMC bumper had absolutely no packaging material in it. It just had this thin piece of paper, plastic paper wrapped around it, and that was it. But it doesn't seem like we took any damage. But let me get this cleaned up and we'll take a closer look. Well, we got them cleaned up. Overall, not horrible. We did suffer some scratching. I can get this on camera here. There's some scratching marks on this rear bumper I'm not real happy with. There was like a thin layer of waxy kind of spray on this. That's really the only thing that was protecting this. It didn't do a real great job. This side looks pretty good. No major dents or anything, or damage or tweakage. So overall, these will work. They're not show chrome, like show quality, but they're pretty decent. They're a lot better than what was on there. Actually, this truck had the wrong bumper on the front. It had the early 80s style bigger bumper on the front, so I didn't have a bumper at all for the front of this truck. The rear was definitely the original. I might be able to dig it out. Maybe we could take a look at it. But I do have the correct brackets now for this, the correct front bumper. So eventually we get that put on. Doesn't make sense to do it now. But the back of the truck, I could, I'm going to check and see if I have all the correct carriage bolts, because we could mount the rear bumper. One of the things I like to do with these is kind of I'll do the same thing. I'll clean the back out of this kind of waxy residue, and I like to coat these because being a step side, they stick out a little bit. You kind of see the back of them, and just give it a little extra protection. We'll put some satin black, some Rust-Oleum or something on the back of these. A little extra protection, a little better look. So we'll get into that. So what I did here is I cleaned them up real good with some glass cleaner and a Scotch-Brite. Tried to get a little bit of a scuff to it, just to try to help the paint kind of bite on. The stuff I'm using is will etch to metal, so hopefully it'll stick for a little while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip these over and get the outside of them taped up real fast. You don't have to do that. The overspray is very, very easy to get off of chrome with some triple-aught steel wool and glass cleaner. But I'm just going to go a little extra step here just because I have the material, and it'll make life a little easier. So I went ahead and pulled the original bumpers out of the shed so we can do a little comparison here. This is the original 1978 rear bumper from the Warlock. As you can see, there's quite a bit of pitting and rust. These are still pretty dirty. I'm going to show you what you can do with some steel wool and some glass cleaner, and we'll get these cleaned up here. This is actually the original front bumper from Little Red. So about 20 years ago, I purchased this exact bumper from the same company. This is a Goodmark bumper. You can get them through LKQ. I found this on eBay. I'll put up a link, or I'll show you the part number for this bumper. But so I have this bumper already on the front of Little Red, and 20 years, and I haven't, you know, the truck's a garage queen. It's never sees rain, it never sees any elements, but it's held up pretty well, considering if you had a truck that you drove in the elements, it might be a different story. But for what I needed, it worked out pretty well. So I'll get this one cleaned up too, and I'll show you why I changed it. There's only so much you can do with chrome. You can get rust and pitting off. This one's actually quite faded on the top. This is why I changed it. Yeah, I'll get these cleaned up and we'll look at them again. So let's give you an idea what you can do with some steel wool. I actually used some quadruple zero, so really fine stuff. I might have been able to go a little more aggressive on this. You're not going to scratch the chrome with a triple zero or quadruple zero. I wouldn't go any heavier than that. This bumper is actually a little worse than I remember. I'm glad that I paid up and went for the new one. I would not have been happy putting this back on the truck. I kind of did a half and half. As you can see, it cleaned up a little bit with the steel wool. There's still some pretty heavy pitting. This would have been under the license plate. I'm actually going to grab that light out of there while I got this inside. There's some pretty heavy scratching on this and pitting still. And the front bumper, not as much pitting, but definitely faded, and it's right through on the top here. Getting a little half and half. This is pretty dirty and overspray too, so you can get them cleaned up a little bit. But I'm pretty happy with the new ones. They're going to definitely give it a nice clean look. So I'll get these things taped up and I'll coat the inside and continue on. Got the bumpers all prepped up. I went over them one more time with a Scotch-Brite, cleaned them again. Never hurts to be too clean. That's what I'm going to end up using here, just because it's what I have on hand. It's similar to the Rust-Oleum. It's a Krylon satin enamel. So I'm going to crank up the heat. It was 11 degrees Fahrenheit here today, so it was a little chilly. I got the heat on. I got the nice radiant heat here in the garage, so it's pretty nice. Crank up the heat. I'm going to cover the Warlock with some plastic and we'll get to spraying. Alright, we got some satin black paint applied to the inside of these bumpers. Did one real light kind of tap coat, let that set up, and then I did like a medium wet coat. Just 2 coats, covered pretty nicely. I'm gonna let these dry real good in the heat here, and I'll get the truck set up and try to get this rear one put on. Ran into a little bit of a snag here. I just did a quick test fit, just set the bumper on there, and I wasn't happy with the way it was setting, so I wanted to adjust the brackets a little, and someone decided to weld them to the truck. So that's what I've been dealing with for the last few minutes here. I got it removed obviously, and I got 2 of these holes oblonged a little bit, so I have a little bit of adjustment I just used a carbide reamer, I guess you call it, carbide bit. So I'm going to get this back together and then we'll do hopefully the final test fit. Chrome rear bumper installed. Looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. It's a lot better than what I took off. You can't even see those little scratches that I pointed out earlier. Had to do a little messing around with the bracket to get it to fit right, but that's not the bumper's fault. It was somebody had screwed around with the brackets on this truck at one point. Overall, pretty happy. This truck did come stock with this bumper, so I didn't have to change the brackets or anything, but I know a lot of guys want to change to this rear bumper, and unfortunately those rear brackets are pretty tough to come by. So I have heard that somebody may be trying to create those, so stay tuned for that. I'll let you know where you can find them if they do become available. I wanted to give you a little shot of it from the back here. You can see why now I spent that little extra time to that little detail. Just looks sharp. Like I said, the Uline step side box, you get a little shot of the back of the bumper there, so I wanted to make sure I blacked that out. I did that to Little Red and I was real happy with it. But overall, very happy with this bumper. I will be ordering one for Little Red, so probably put that on in the spring. So that's where I'm going to end this one, guys. Like, subscribe if you haven't done that. Should be back at it again next week. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.